Hello people, it's your Usmaan back again with another video. As always, make sure you drop a like, subscribe. We're getting very close to the 400 mark, so hopefully we can achieve that in the near future. Just want to say a massive thank you for all the support on yesterday's podcast. A lot of you seem to enjoy us arguing amongst each other, which doesn't surprise me at all. But yeah, so we're going to get straight into it. Today's video is about the season and, of course, the team of the season. We are also going to discuss managers of the season and players. So, of course, that is an individual. Everyone's going to have their own opinions. If you are listening live on YouTube right now, let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree with anything we say. And, of course, I'll read them out as we go. I'm joined here by Benji, Was, and Spurs fan. Special guest appearance, Kish. How are we doing, boys?
Yeah, we're very, very well. How about yourself? Good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm feeling a lot better now that we finally fit to secure Champions League. But, it's all good. It's all good. One day at a time, innit? One day at a time. But, it could be worse. It could be 8 hours. And it's all good. Anyways, let's just get straight into it. Like I said, we're going to go through each individual position and give our sort of player and reasons for that. Let us know who you are in the comments. And like I always mention, their links will be in the description to their social medias. So if you want to show the boys love, you can do that. Also, I'm just going to throw this one out here. I'm assuming we're all happy with the 4-3-3, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone object? No objections. Okay, cool. Right, so let's get straight into it. Let's start with the goalkeeper position. Surprisingly, David De Gea and Pickford aren't going to get mentioned, but you never know. So Boss might mention De Gea. Boss, we'll start with you.
I'm going to go with... There's a few, actually. Dean Henderson has to get a shout for goalkeeper this season. Alisson, obviously, for winning Premier League. I'm just looking at the impact that the keepers had as well. So for me, I'm going to have to go with Dean Henderson. Obviously, Sheffield Links as well. But I mean, he's in a lot of people's player of the season kind of team of the season. So I agree with them as well. And his shot stopping ability and the fact that he can make himself look really, really big as well and commands that area. I mean, he's young, he's still learning, but the impact he's had for Sheffield United, he's actually got them to where they finished in the table as well.
Fan favorite. I think he might be winning there.
I'm gonna have to go with Dean Henderson. Definitely Dean Henderson.
Right. Okay. That's fair enough. Obviously, like you said, there's quite a few different names. We'll come to Kish. Have you gone for Dean Henderson as well, or have you gone for someone different?
No, I've actually gone for Burnley keeper Nick Pope. I think he was only one behind Edison for the clean sheet goal.
I think they're level, actually.
No.
One behind.
Is it one behind?
Oh. Beat him in the last game, yeah. So that's a massive achievement for me personally to play for a team like Burnley and to get those sort of statistics. And also, I think numerous times this season, if you look at Burnley's squad, a lot of the time it's counter-attack football and they're all up against it. So many games that I've watched Burnley this season, he has saved them. I think the game that they played against Liverpool when they drew 1-1 recently, I think it was, some of the saves that he made in that game, I don't know if you guys watched that game, Burnley versus Liverpool, but he was ridiculous. And I think for me personally, when you're playing in a team like Burnley where you concede chances numerous games, I think he's done fantastic to only be one behind Edison.
Okay, fair enough. Obviously, two different variant of opinions. Benji, what are you going for? You agree with any of the guys, or are you going for someone different?
I agree with Kishan, to be honest. I feel like it's well deserved for him to get the be in the team because at the end of the day, he plays for Burnley City, 15 clean sheets or 14, whatever it was. I've not remembered him making any mistakes whatsoever this season. He's one of the few keepers that can command their box and shot save as well. It's quite straightforward. Obviously, you throw in people like Alisson, Edison, but I think for pure goalkeeper ability, obviously they're not be up there because they're better with their feet, etc. But for this season, I definitely would take Nick Pope.
Right. I know a lot of people in the comments are going to say, "What? No one said Alisson." No, I know you just mentioned him now, but no one's put say for Alisson and Edison. First and foremost, Alisson, and he definitely deserves a shout out. He's been fantastic for me. I think in particular, I suppose this season he was injured for a period. I kind of saw when Adrian came in, they weren't missed as much, but there was that period that you just missed his quality. And Edison, he's been absolutely phenomenal with his ball flipping ability as well, ability with his feet. Man, the guy is just probably one of the best passers in the league. To be fair to him, he's actually ridiculous. But for me personally, I've actually gone for Nick Pope as well. I wasn't expecting anyone else to go for him, surprisingly, but you've all gone for him, which is fair play. The reason I've gone for him is because, first and foremost, I think he's been fantastic. You know, I've not seen a single mistake he's made this season. Obviously, I don't watch Burnley week in, week out, but every time I watch Match Today, I've not seen him make a mistake. I've not seen him fumble anything. I've not seen him think, no, he should have saved that. And I think that's a credit to him, especially like what Kish mentioned in terms of they're a counter-attacking team. There's gonna be a lot of incidents where they're soaking up pressure, and he's gonna be dealing with a lot of shots every game. I don't know the stats in terms of how much shots he's dealing with each game. Sorry, but I would assume it must be a lot higher than Alisson and Edison. As for that reason, that's basically the reason why I put him in. But Henderson definitely as well deserving of that. But I think the last couple of weeks he's kind of slipped away. Right, moving on to a right back. There's still a few people that we can mention for this, but I feel that this might be a bit easier. Benji, we'll start with you first and foremost.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, unfortunately. The kid's 21. Probably the best set piece deliverer in the Prem after De Bruyne for me personally. There's not much you can really say. Everyone knows about Trent's game, so he's a shoe. I'll be surprised if anyone else puts anyone else in, to be honest.
Right, okay, Bas, who are you going for?
You know what? I was a bit torn with, obviously, Trent, standout performer, like Benji said. You can't really argue with that. But I was torn between three defenders here. I'll give you a list. Ricardo Pereira of Leicester. Obviously, got injured, but before the injury, he was unbelievable. He was so good. And he's got goals in him as well. Also as Trent, I suppose. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well. But then obviously it depends. Obviously, Trent's had an unbelievable season. Yeah, you can't look past that. I'm not gonna give too much hype. But when it comes to defending, obviously Aaron Wan-Bissaka is probably the best defender. And Trent Arnold's obviously got a better delivery going forward is better. But I think Pereira's probably got a bit of both. But if he didn't get injured, then he would have definitely been my top one. So I'm probably gonna have to go with Trent. Can't argue with that. But it was an interesting mix of players there. But yeah, Trent.
Fair enough. Kish, who are you going for?
Yeah, again, it's Trent. I think the guy has come on leaps and bounds. His improvement levels are ridiculous. I mean, if you just look at him compared to the last two seasons to now, it is just it's stunning how much he's improved in terms of his delivery as well. This season has been just ridiculous.
It's so fake.
Yeah, it's always on the money. It's always on point. And now he's got set pieces in his game. Again, similar to what I said, I think defensively he can still make a few adjustments to it because he has been caught out a couple of times. But again, I think in general for the all-round package, I don't really think anyone comes close to him at the moment in world football, in my opinion, in his position. I really don't see anyone who's dead near him at the moment.
Right. Okay. Again, it's difficult to go against Trent. I was a bit surprised none of you mentioned Kyle Walker. I'm not going to lie. I think he's been absolutely sensational this season. Benji's looking surprised.
This season or last season, mate?
No, he's been good this season. For what?
He was better last season.
He was definitely better last season. Yeah, 100%. But I still think he's been good this season. I'd probably put Kyle Walker above Wan-Bissaka, to be honest, because of his ability to go forward as well as his defensive work. So if you were to pick a top three, I would put Kyle Walker in there over Wan-Bissaka. So I'm surprised he didn't mention it. Regarding Pereira, completely agree. I think Pereira was definitely a shoe-in, or at least close to Trent, but got injured, and Trent's basically, he's to be fair, he could arguably be player of the season.
But I was going to mention, if Ricardo Pereira wasn't injured, do you think Leicester would have got top four? Because I think they missed him.
I don't give a shit. Let's move on to the centre back. We've got it, mate. They can enjoy fifth. Centre back. Right, okay, I'm not going to waste any time with this one. Obviously, Van Dijk's in there, innit? Van Dijk's obviously in there. I'm tempted to put Johnny Evans in there for his performance against Man United on the weekend, but
you don't.
He was man of match. Okay, Van Dijk's obviously in there. Obviously, I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that, innit? Let's go to the other centre back alongside him. Kish, we'll come to you first. Who are you going for?
Well, it was a tough one because I was considering Eric Dyer, to be honest, with his consistency this season under Mourinho. But yeah, I think he just missed out because obviously his his little fallout with the fans a couple of months ago.
You're serious, right?
His technique was a bit off.
He's definitely been sarcastic. Listen, regarding that fallout, I was a bit on it, Kish. Do you not find it ridiculous that he got fined for that? He got banned for that, wasn't he?
Standing up for his brother. But there you go. Anyways,
it is what it is, isn't it?
But yeah, no, it's a difficult one really because I'm torn because again with Burnley, I think Ben Mee has been fantastic. Not only in terms of on field, off field as well. I think when
what he said about Black Lives Matter as well, I respect him massively about
that. He stood up tall, for the club to defend it. It's weird. I'm going to go for a bit of a controversial one, really. I know you might. Soyuncu again is a very good one. I do feel with Soyuncu though later on in the season he did drop off slightly. Not to say that he wasn't fantastic, but I think I'm gonna have to. Do you know what? It'll be interesting to see what kind of reaction I get. But I'm actually gonna have to go for Harry Maguire. Like, I'll be honest because
that's surprising.
The reason why is
What's he smiling, boy?
I know,
I'm surprised. I'm genuinely surprised.
That's not a smile.
Improved Man United's defense this season. He has, because De Gea has not saved you points this season. He's usually the guy who's saving you 7 to 10 points every season. But I think for me, Maguire, if you look at his overall play this season, I do feel like he has made you defensively better. And I think just the stats and everything in general around it this season in terms of goals conceded kind of show that. Yes, he's made a couple of mistakes for you guys. Again, they've been widespread, kind of mistakes. But as a whole, I do think he has improved your team defensively compared to last season and the season before. But again, that's just my opinion, anyways. But yeah, I would put him alongside Van Dijk.
If Kojo was here, he'd be having a heart attack. I don't know if he's going to watch this later. He's not a fan of Maguire. We'll just leave it as that. Benju, what are you going for? Are you going for Vertonghen or Dyer? Which one?
I think Kishan's made it a bit safe for me to come out and say Harry Maguire, but
no way were you going to say Harry Maguire as well? Man, that's a this.
Kojo in the comments.
But I actually was, but I'm torn between Maguire and Joe Gomez.
I think other players. Sorry, I missed that.
Joe Gomez.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I think he's been outstanding this season. The partnership between him and Van Dijk, there's a bit of feedback. I don't know where it's coming from, but
yeah, I'm not sure either.
Someone's typing, but yeah, the between what's it call it? The feedback. No, sorry, him and Van Dijk together. Him and Van Dijk together have been crazy, and I feel like he doesn't get enough credit for what he does on the pitch, and I feel like he does deserve a shout out to be in Team of the Year. So I'm going to put Joe Gomez in for me. Sorry.
Do you not think though that with Liverpool they have alternated with their centre halves with Van Dijk? It's not just been Gomez; it's been the last.
No, I think Gomez has played most of the season. Actually.
He's played at least 27 games, I believe. And
the Matip was the one.
The Matip hasn't played that to me, I don't think.
Yeah, but when the two of them are together, no one gets past them. Like, and I think it's
that's mainly because of Van Dijk, not the one next to him.
I don't think Gomez.
No, you can't say that because even one on one, find me a clip of where Joe Gomez has been done. Maybe apart from the
Sterling, I don't know. Matt got him sent off. I don't know. Kind of pissed him off. But Sterling's rinsed him.
No, I don't think. Well, that's they won the league already, but I think he deserves it, man. Honestly, I think he deserves it.
Sterling rinsed him a few times.
If Laporte was fit all season, he would have been my pick. Because I do think that Laporte is up there with one of the best centre halves. But he just wasn't.
Yeah, he definitely is.
He just kept getting injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Was, we'll come to you. So obviously, it's the two different variants. One's gone Maguire, one's gone Gomez. Just before you do yours, Was, there are a few people agreeing. Obviously, Abid said Soyuncu. Man United focus has said Maguire has been at fault for multiple goals. However, United, everything's in the spotlight. He put Joe Gomez as a good shout. Jem has put Van Dijk and Harry Maguire. So Was, what are you going for?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Abid. I'm going to go with Soyuncu because he had a big shoes to fill as well with the Maguire when he left Leicester. And the guy's he came out of nowhere. He's a bit of an unknown player as well. But the guy's done really, really well, and he's going to grow as a player as in the next season as well. I really like him. I think he's a good player. I mean, the good shots from both the Kishan and Benji, but yeah, I go with St. Andrew, I think. So Benji, I didn't go for Harry Maguire.
Are you sure you can change your mind? You know?
No. I think he's got a bit of improvement to do as well, especially in the captaincy department.
Right, okay, I think it's my mic actually. I think it is my mic. 1 second. Yes, there we go. Right, okay, so yeah, for me personally, I would have given it to Yunchu actually. However, he's cost them top 4, to be quite frank and honest with you. If he didn't get sent off in that game, he's not suspended for 3 games.
He's a bit lucky though.
It's not unlucky, mate. He absolutely bottled it. He lost his temper. Not unlucky at all. The second stage of the season as well, he's been terrible as well. So he's not been particularly good if you actually watch him. He's made bare mistakes. But for me personally, he's one of the reasons they didn't get top 4 in the end. The person I've gone for, I don't think Gomez deserves to be there. I'm not going to lie. I think Maguire, he's made quite too many mistakes as well. I've gone for Jack O'Connell, from Sheffield United. The reason being, what do you mean, what? The reason...
I've never heard of his name before. I'm surprised.
Oh, wow, okay. Right, so he's the Sheffield United's main centre-back. The reason being, their defence has been one of the best in the league. The guy's come from League One. You know, people said he couldn't do it in Championship. He proved them wrong. He's come into the Premier League. People said he can't do it again. And for me personally, he's been absolutely sensational. Overlapping centre-back as well, bear that in mind. You know, he's got forward, he's contributed with goals and assists. And I can't even think of many times that Sheffield United have been ripped over this season. And you've got to give massive credit to their defence, man. It could have been any of the Sheffield United defenders for me personally.
Yeah.
They've been class, man. And I think he has to be in shout out, man. Yeah, Baldock as well. But he has to be in shout out for England team, man. I just don't understand why he's not even getting a mention. Like Tyrone Mings has got mentioned, but he's got relegated. Well, he's not got relegated, but he's just about stayed up by Sheffield United.
He's better than Mings.
Yeah, like he's left side. He's a left-sided centre back as well. So for me, I've gone for him only because he's not made many mistakes, and he's been pivotal to everything good for Sheffield United. Anyways, let's move on to the left back position. I can't think of many left backs off the top of my head actually. Kish, we'll come to you first.
Yeah. Again, I was torn between Robertson and Chilwell. But I think in the end, you have to go for Robertson, in my opinion. I think in terms of his tandem and his partnership with Trent, it's worked a treat for Liverpool. And I think that's probably one of the major reasons why Liverpool won the league this season. In terms of their set piece deliveries and the sort of the runs that they make with sort of overlapping with Salah and Mane on both sides, I think it's worked fantastically, and that's why they've won the league so comfortably. But again, Chilwell does get a mention for me personally. But again, yeah. I think if I had to choose between the two, it would be Robertson for me personally.
Right. Okay. I suppose that's a fair shout. Benji, who are you going for?
Left back. Andy Robertson again. Following Kishan. Him and Trent.
Benji, I can't hear you at all. I don't know if anyone else can.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, I can. 1 second, Ben. I'm just going to kick you and get you back in. Just whilst we're getting him back in, who are you going for?
Yeah, it has to be Robertson. There's no other one that comes close, isn't it? Apart from Chilwell, no, he's not. He doesn't do it for me. Luke Shaw's other one, but he's not on that level. Robertson, obviously, delivery, the way he's played, championship winning team. The guy's played really, really well. So yeah, Robertson.
Right, okay. I think you both gone for Robertson. I don't think I'm going to be able to hear Benji because my mic's messed up. Benji, who? Oh, there we go. I can hear you actually. Yeah, I don't know whether you go for Robertson as well. I think this is pretty straightforward. I'm not going to argue with this one or even debate it. I think the only other person would have been one of the Wolves fullbacks because I think they've been quite good this season as well in terms of their goal contribution. But I think Robertson probably does deserve it, to be honest with you. Okay, let's move on to the midfield. So obviously
Saka as well. Did Saka play left back for Arsenal this season?
I suppose, yeah, that's a good shot. I think Saka definitely. Yeah, it has to be Robertson for me. And literally every single other person in the comments said Robertson. I suppose Ender Stevens has been good for Sheffield United as well, but I just don't think you can overlook Robertson. It is what it is, isn't it? Right, so for those of you that are joining late, we've gone for 4-3-3. So we've gone 3 in the midfield and then obviously the 3 up top. Right, going to the CDM position. I'm not sure whose mic that is. It's really, really annoying, but I'll see if I can fix it. Anyways, we'll come to you first, Benji.
Jordan Henderson from you.
In CDM.
Yeah, or central midfield, CDM. My tactic, I like to push people up. I think in terms of Henderson, obviously a lot of people will not vote for him, but I feel like as leaders go, he's probably one of the best leaders in the Premier League at the moment. He does what it says on the tin. He works hard, and he's an unsung hero. And I feel like if you actually watch Liverpool without him, they look even worse. So Henderson has to go into the team for me personally.
Okay, interesting. Vas, will come to you.
Henderson doesn't even come in the top 10 of that position. For me, he does nowhere near. He's terrible.
Not a DM, is it? He's not a DM, is he?
It doesn't matter. He's fine. I don't think mine's a DM. Actually, Wijnaldum or Fabinho, one of those two, actually, for me. I think I'm going to go for Wijnaldum. Yeah, 100%. Wijnaldum's way better than Henderson. He's such an unsung hero, like you were saying about Henderson, but he doesn't even get noticed. He does all the dirty work, mops up all the mistakes and everything there. Fabinho's another good shot, actually. They're pretty close. Yeah. It's hard to tear them apart. Come as a package, I suppose. But I prefer Wijnaldum. I like his game more. So yeah, I'll go for Wijnaldum.
Yeah, Kish, it's your mic. I think that's making interference because I had you muted. Yeah, I don't know if you've got headphones or anything. That would be class. Okay, right. Okay, just as you're putting your headphones in, obviously I'll do mine. Okay, so I've gone for. So whilst you've gone for Wijnaldum, you've gone for Henderson, haven't you?
Yeah.
Right. It's just funny because I've actually gone for the other Liverpool midfielder. I've gone for Fabinho.
Yeah, I was torn between the two, man.
Yeah, I think I'm not a professor on Liverpool's tactics and the way who plays in what position, but if I'm not mistaken, Fabinho is the CDM, is he not?
I think so. Sure, yeah, you're right.
I'm sure Fabinho is the CDM, and Henderson and Wijnaldum are the boxes, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So I might be wrong. Obviously, by all means, correct me in the comment section. Not that
you're right.
Yeah, I was about to say you can play any of them there, really. To be honest, so I don't think it's you can definitely Henderson there. Anyways, the reason I got for Fabinho, okay, he was injured for a period, and I think in that period, obviously, I'm not sure what Liverpool fans would say, but I think they massively missed him in that period. I thought he was everything good about, mopping up, protection from the back four. He's basically like a younger Matic, but Matic was in his heyday. And that's what I think Fabinho is right now. I think we missed out massively. Yeah, but better. But I think we missed out massively. Not signing them. Another obviously shout, the obvious one again is Ndidi. I think he's been absolutely fantastic this season. Granted, he's kind of
dropped off a bit.
Yeah, he's dropped off a bit, as every Leicester player has. Some people will say Declan Rice. Some people will say Dyer in CDM. I don't know what Kish thinks. But yeah, Kish, we've gone for the 3 Liverpool midfielders, but we've picked one each. Henderson, Fabinho, and Wijnaldum. Which one are you going for? Don't know if you can hear us now.
I think I'm going to go for Fabinho as well, to be honest. I think. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah. It's a lot better now.
Yeah. I think for me personally, I would go for Fabinho as well. I think when he came from the French league a couple of seasons ago, I did have my doubts, thinking because a lot of recent players that have come from the French league, i.e. sort of Bakayoko a couple of seasons ago, who I actually felt would do a lot better than what Fabinho's done.
That guy's flopped hard, by the way.
In the last sort of 18 months. Yeah, he has. Yeah. But yeah, Baka's favourite player, of course.
I know. Chelsea fans don't mention Bakayoko.
Yeah, I think.
We'll be talking about
Fabinho for me in terms of CDM, but it's a bit of a strange one because I think this is the first time in quite a few years in the Prem where there's not really a standout CDM. Is
what about
really?
Kante? None of us
Fernandinho in the past, you could have said, and maybe Toure and a couple of the other ones the seasons before, but there's not really a clear-cut one this season, in my opinion.
All right, okay, so we both gone for Fabinho. Obviously, let us know what you guys think in the comment section. Obviously, it's open to interpretation. Depends on how you want to play, really, I guess, innit? I don't think Henderson's a bad shot, to be fair. Obviously, Wijnaldum's been fantastic as well. Anyways, moving on to obviously one of the 2 8s. Obviously, it doesn't really matter which one you want to go for.
One of them is gone already.
So Well, obviously Benji depends on who you want to play. So you've gone for Henderson. Who are you playing alongside Henderson then?
The player of the season, Kevin De Bruyne.
Okay,
I don't need to say anything about it. Everyone knows. If you know,
Yeah,
I-
I've got him as well. I've got him
I
as
don't
well.
think anyone's going to disagree with Kevin De Bruyne in the team. Kish, sorry, it's my car. Was did you go for KDB as well then?
Yeah. Kevin De Bruyne,
Yeah.
no-brainer.
Exactly the same for me, man. I don't think there's any reason to argue. I'm just
You
going
might
to
put, wait, hang on a minute. He's a Tottenham fan. He might put Lisalso in there as well.
Oh no, Ndembele. Don't forget about Ndembele, man. Right, no, I don't think you can disagree with Kevin De Bruyne. Kish, you there, mate? You finding Jose Mourinho? What are you doing? He's finding Jose. Right, okay, I'm just going to assume he said KDB as well. Whilst we'll come on to those ones, so whilst you've got Wijnaldum, you got
KDB.
Wijnaldum, Kevin De Bruyne, and who's your third to finish off your midfield?
Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, that's it. Team of the year. Has to be Bruno. I know he's come late. Yeah,
Team of the season, was come on.
The guys, the difference he's made more than any other player I've seen for a long time, for the last probably 10 to 15 years. I've not seen a player come in from another country, come into the Premier League of all leagues, and just made that kind of impact. Goals, assists, the effect, the positivity, the pressing, everything, just his aura, man. He's just rubbed off on all the players and everything. And I can't sing enough praises on the guy, man. Seriously, Bruno Fernandes is an amazing player. Yeah, he has dropped off in the last few days, but that's fatigue, and obviously it might have caught up on him. The Premier League is a lot quicker than the way he's been playing. Him alongside Bruno, KDB, and Ronaldo behind him, that's mental. I rest my case.
So who's gonna defend?
None of them. Benji, who?
They don't need to defend. When you can score 10 goals a game, forget that. Forget who needs defending.
Who have you got to complete your midfield then?
You know, Benji, you can't think of a better one, can you?
I'll probably go for Bruno. You know.
After all that, man's just agreed, you know.
No,
you can't think of a better one.
You know, Was, yeah, he talks about players who he takes them up to here, but I don't agree with the 10-year. I think Kante made a big impact for me, to be fair. But
I think he was on about for Man United. I think he was on about for Man United, wasn't he?
No, I was on about in general Premier League wise.
Oh yeah,
that's my personal opinion.
Well, Kante's made a big impact, so has Van Dijk.
But
moving on. Benji, go for Bruno as well.
Personally, obviously, goals and assists, you can't get any more than that. You know, he saved Ollie's job.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, what can we really say? He's done a madness. Like, penalties or no penalties, he's changed Man United's style of play as well. So it's good.
You seem very happy about that. It's good to see your enthusiasm. you are allowed to be enthusiastic about some of our players. You know, it's not all doom and gloom, is it?
He's the only one that gets in this team.
Bro, it could be worse. We could have David Luiz at centre back and Guendouzi running about in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Kish, who are you going for to finish off? We just gave you De Bruyne as a default, by the way, while you were disconnected.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so for me, alongside Fabinho, I'd put De Bruyne and. Just because I love the guy, David Silva, in my opinion, I think what a way for the guy to finish off, you know, his career with City and could still win the Champions League. You know, for me,
I think this one's a sentiment vote.
I think this season.
I rate David Silva. He's
this season though. If you. Yeah, I still think this season he's been fantastic. I still think he's been really good. I think he's got more than 10 assists and goals this season as well. I think he's done it in the last couple of years for City. So I think he's performed really well personally, and I can't think of a better midfield duo in the last 10 years, in my opinion, than De Bruyne.
Xavi and Esther.
In terms of the Premier League.
Okay, that's fine. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Just had to get that in there before the people in the comments kill us.
Wait, what did he say? Sorry.
He said the best duo, midfield duo. That's why, but then he said Premier League after I said Xavi and stuff. So it's calm. Okay, I suppose I don't think many people can argue with that. Right. Okay. So in fact, actually, I'll put Yaya Toure and David Silva better in my personal opinion. That's just me. Anyways, regarding this, it's a difficult one. There's quite a few people to mention. Obviously, Maddison had a fantastic start. As we know, he dropped off. I think. Although, you know, my heart would say Bruno, I don't think I know you Bruno. because he's only been there for half a season. Obviously, David Silva, fair play, but there's only one man that gets it for me, and it's a no-brainer. It's not a Sheffield United player, actually. This mother lover carried their team and kept him up on his fucking own. Jack Grealish, put respect on his name, has to be Grealish for me without a shadow of a doubt. Look, people will say, "Oh, technically he's not as good as David Silva and Bruno." I'd completely agree with that, but
I think you're trying to tap him up so United buy him. I know you're clever as you, aren't you?
It is, man. Don't worry, I'll send it to him. But on a serious level, though, I don't think anyone can understate the job he's done at that club. Man. He's literally kept him up on his own, man. I know McGinn was fantastic prior to his injury, but that guy saved him fully. So I have to put Grealish in. I think it's only right for me personally. Anyways, moving on to the front three. Before we get into this, right, I just want to ask a question, right, and I want you guys to let me know. Is Aubameyang going to be classed as a striker or a left winger? Because I felt like he's played left wing most of the season.
I think you could do either or, to be honest.
Yeah, just do any. Like,
so it's not getting anything then. Okay, I was just trying to help. I was trying to help the Arsenal fans out. Anyway, it is what it is. Okay, we'll start with the left wing. Then, as I mentioned, Aubameyang. Some Arsenal fans will say Saka, Martinelli. I don't know. They'll try to get one of their players in there. Kish, who are you going for, son?
I'd love to actually, because his consistency in the last couple of years is ridiculous. You know, he does a lot for the team, but it's a really, really tough one in my opinion. But I think either way, is this the left or the right?
We've got left wing first, and then we've got to right.
Yeah, I'd put Aubameyang on the left. Personally, I think he's been phenomenal for a team that's come, what is it, 9th in the league?
That's difficult for a Spurs fan to say as well. So
yeah, I know. Yeah, but I think his consistent. It's weird because they're 9th at the moment, but without his goal, they'd probably.
Have you seen that start? No. Have you seen the start without his goals? Obviously, that's a ridiculous start, but they'd actually be 19th. That's how.
Yeah, exactly. So I think for me that just shows you how important he's been for Arsenal. And again, even in the FA Cup against Man City, the way he took his 2 goals from the wing as well, from the left wing, for me, it can only be him.
Okay, interesting. Benji obviously clearly disagrees with that. So I've got a feeling I know who you're going to say, but what do you reckon, Benji?
Who?
Mane, obviously, innit?
Yeah, that's the one.
100%. The left
I agree with Benji.
Obvious. The only reason I say that's because left foot, right foot, pace. For me, he's probably the most important player in the Liverpool attack for me.
Yeah.
I can't really see many weaknesses in his game, and it shows a lot from someone that I wanted Man United to sign from Southampton, but obviously he went to the Scousers. Unfortunately, he has to go in it, man. He has to go in it.
Okay, I think that's obviously what he's achieved this season speaks for itself. Was are you agreeing with Benji?
Yeah. I agree with Benji. Yeah. Sadio Mane, can't look past him.
Yeah, I think for me personally, the reason I asked that question is because I do think Aubameyang deserves to be in the team, but I don't know if I can put him in up strike, because I think the person I chosen in strike has to go in as well. But yeah, it's look for me personally, Aubameyang, that guy's been unbelievable. I've been slagging him off. I'm not gonna lie, but he just proves me wrong every time. And fair play to him. He's literally carried Arsenal, and if they don't sign him up, boy, they're in trouble. They're going to be in trouble next season. But Sadio Mane, a clutch player, man. I think for me personally, he's been Liverpool's best player. I'm not sure how Henderson got team of the season from the writers. Absolutely embarrassing decision, but it is what it is. So let's move on to right wing. So 3 Sadio Mane's, 1 Aubameyang. I don't think anyone could discredit Aubameyang as well. 22 goals for a shit Arsenal team, let's be real. So fair play to him. Whilst right wing, who are you going for?
Does he actually? I'm very confused in this one. I was go for Sterling, but does he play on the right wing? Does he play left?
He plays left, but we can let you have it on the right if you really want him.
Yeah, he's obviously last season he was better, but this season he's been equally as good as well. You know, the goals and assists, and we know what he does. He can beat a man and everything, and the guy's been really good. He's been pivotal to all their attacks. If you look at all the Man City attacks, he's involved or thereabouts kind of thing. So yeah, I have to go with Raheem Sterling. But there was a close second. I know this is a bit of a controversial one. I was going to say Mason Greenwood. He doesn't obviously get it. Sterling gets it, but Mason Greenwood deserves a shout.
I don't think you can put Mason Greenwood in there, Wes.
No, that's what I'm saying.
If anything, I would have put Adama Traore. I would have put Adama Traore as close.
No, not for me. I mean, yeah, Sterling's outright winner, but then for me,
we're not only started like 8 games in Prem.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. You know, that's why it falls short. When he has a full Premier League season,
keeps trying to put these United players inside the team.
You love to see it, Max. I love it.
So biased. So biased.
Not biased at all. Not biased at all. Listen.
Actually, that's the. I've only put Bruno, the only Man United player I put in there, so I'm not that biased.
I might have to put Bergwijn in there, innit? Just for banter.
Yeah, that goal for against Man City,
but yeah.
Benji, who are you going for right wing, and then we'll come to you, Kish.
There's only one.
What you go for?
Mohamed Salah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's same as Mane. No one can really argue with that one because I feel like the two of them in certain games when they play, frightening. Like if Man United can have the two, if Sancho and Rashford can play like the two,
we don't want to.
Scary, but they're amazing players, man. They're just amazing players.
Right, so you've gone for a lot of Liverpool players in there, innit? Fair play. Obviously, that won the league, of course. Yeah, Kish, who are you going for? So obviously, what would you go for again? Sorry, Sterling. Right, okay, so he's put Sterling on the wrong wing. Interesting. Kish, who are you going for? Are you doing the same, or are you sticking to Salah?
Again, I'm so tempted to put Adama Traore in there because on his game, he is literally unplayable. The guy is an absolute animal. He's a physical specimen, and apparently he never trains, he never does weights, he never lifts weights, and he's massive.
Yeah, right.
He does.
I don't do weights. I don't
all of his teammates say that, saying he never goes to the gym.
There's no way to go to the gym.
Are you a personal trainer?
Yeah. Why?
The way you're talking about, I can tell you are one. But go on.
But I think I'm gonna have to agree. I'm gonna have to put Salah in there, and the reason why is because I think Salah is really underappreciated. I think in general, Mane gets a lot of the credit, which is understandable.
Mane is a better player, though. Mane is a much better player.
But I think you've just got to base it on the last couple of seasons and the consistency that Salah's given. There was a lot of pressure on him coming from, I think, Roma, and he had that ridiculous first season. But then he's backed it up season after season, and I think he's consistently put in a shift for Liverpool, and his sort of contribution towards the team for me is in that position is incredible. So I will have to put him there. But again, a second place, I'm going to put Traore, but as a number one, Salah.
Fair enough. I know it's an interesting one because whilst put Sterling in there, I've got to say, for me personally, Sterling's statistics are a bit of but what's the word? It's kind of showing him in a light that isn't really true. I don't think he's had that good of a season. I thought he's had a good start and a good finish, but the middle, I swear, before that Arsenal goal that he scored, another one that Luiz teed him up and he volleyed it. That was his first goal of 2020.
He didn't score it for months. Like he literally, he was the top scorer in the league.
He didn't score from January until David Luiz gave it to him on a plate. That was his first goal. So obviously he finished the season.
I think even if he doesn't score, he's usually involved anyway. So
he didn't score from January until March prior to the.
Yeah, it was a slow start.
Remember what said he's involved in all of their attacks.
He is though. You look at all their goals going down the wing. He's done.
He probably is involved, but. I think Mahrez probably. I would have given Mahrez more of a shout on the right wing personally than Sterling, only because Sterling doesn't play there.
Mahrez is good as well. Yeah.
We haven't mentioned Rashford at all. What has he got? Like 17 goals, like 6 assists in the league, so he's statistically done well. But I think the top two for me is Traore and Salah. So I think I'm gonna have to agree with the guys and go. Although I'm not a fan of him personally because he's a Liverpool scum. We'll have to go for Salah as well. Just because, I don't think you can deny his ability, although...
Do you think he will leave? Do you think Traore will leave this season?
Traore apparently Man City won it, don't they? So that'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
I don't think he'll leave. I don't think he'll leave at all.
I don't think he'll leave either. Yeah. But I do think Traore is a very close second because you've got also, like I said with Grealish, statistically he's not been the greatest, but in terms of his role as an importance, Traore has been so pivotal to everything good that's happened for Wolves this season. So I think that's why I put him a close second. But anyways, moving on to the last position. Then we'll move on to our player of the season and manager of the season. If you're still watching, make sure you drop a like, subscribe. and obviously get your comments in. We've got a few here saying Salah is underappreciated. Salah delivers numbers. Sterling is similar. Not easy on the eye. Always, but gets numbers. Okay, whatever that means. But basically, he's got good statistics. Right. Okay. I'm assuming that's referring to Sterling there. Anyways, let's go to the last position. There's a lot of people that are in contention here. Kish, we'll come to you first, mate. Harry Kane or what? What are you saying?
Do you know what? For me personally, he's done phenomenal considering he's been injured for 3-4 months in the season. And I think in the people have been saying that he won't score goals under Mourinho, but under Mourinho he scored I think 9 in 7 or 10 in 7. Exactly.
Yeah, that's because he's got a couple of braces, though. Let's be really shit.
But what I'm saying is he's still been scoring the goals. But I think I'm going to go for someone that maybe none of you guys probably have gone for, or maybe have gone for. Danny Ings. All right, okay. Danny Ings for me has been fantastic for Southampton. You've got to bear in mind that he was 1 goal behind Vardy for the top scorer, I think. And he basically carried Southampton this season. If you look at the amount of goals that they've scored, and the amount of goals that he scored in proportion, apparently it's 60% of the goals as a team that they've scored.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So for me personally, fair play to the guy. Where would Southampton be? We said about Aubameyang, but where would have Southampton been without Danny Ings' goals?
They'd be relegated, mate.
Yeah. So for me, Danny Ings for me, definitely.
Okay, right. Benji, it seems that you're agreeing. So what are you saying?
Yeah, I've been agreeing with him the whole show, to be fair. I think Danny Ings, I think one of the things that I like about him is his story. The fact that he left Liverpool, went to Southampton. Obviously, he's always been injured, them type of players, but you always know he's had a bit of quality. He's always been injured.
Benji's a passion merchant here. I know what this bit of... Wait, can't touch my heart.
I think this season, the way he plays, triggering the press and all that other stuff, to get, is it 21, 22 goals at Southampton?
22.
Was it 22?
Yeah, that's ridiculous numbers. He deserves all the praise.
Okay. So you both come for Ings. I don't think anyone could really discredit what he's achieved. I genuinely think they would have been relegated comfortably without him, and it looked like they were going to get relegated until he actually started finding form. Was, who are you going for? Was is going to say some nonsense.
You know exactly.
I know who.
Anthony Martial. 100% Anthony Martial, no doubt. Best striker in the league. Come on, man. You gotta agree with something there.
Just go for Galo in it instead. Might as well.
Put Dan James up front, man.
Come on, man. You pick some dry Danny Ings, man. Let me have my striker, Anthony Martial, with KDB and Bruno behind him. Come on, man. It's mental. Honest to God, the improvement. Wait, hear me out.
You need to brief him well enough.
No, wait. The improvement he's made under Oli as well. He's become a number 9. He's got his number back. And have you seen some of his goals? He scored some worldies, mate.
Would you say though he's been consistent all season?
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah, he has. Apart from when he got injured. Look at his goals, 20-some odd goals, mate.
No, he's got 17 in the league without any penalties, and he's got 5 assists.
Listen, hold on, striker. The guy's been excellent.
Get him, man.
I didn't see the comment.
No, he said get the violin out for Benji, get me emotional when he's talking about Danny Ings. We've got a few people in the comments agree with you. I still, but
I paid him more, mate. I'm bankrupt after today.
It's not
it's not Man United. He's the only second Man United I've picked as well. Bruno's the other one. But Martial, honest to God, when he gets a full season from Bruno,
we're talking about this season, boss. But
he's been unreal this season. His link up with Martial.
I've never seen someone get so much excitement and enjoyment from one player. Literally.
Now,
you must watch Martial best goals every night before you go back.
Nah, but he has been class.
I think a day off.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that ridiculous.
You can say what you like, man. I don't care what you guys say.
It's not that ridiculous to say Martial.
You think bloody Danny Ings, mate.
Kish, excuse me. Why are you laughing when you've got the deadest team on the planet? Listen,
Harry Kane FC. What are we on about? Harry Kane FC.
What? Where are you taking you to 6?
He's been terrible.
You've just been Kane.
Man said Martial, you know. My God.
Now, why is that such a ridiculous
How
shout?
is that
I don't
such
get
a
it.
bad thing?
It's not
Explain
like
to me. Okay, I'll explain to you why he got in the
the
team.
thing is.
Why
the
doesn't
thing
he?
is,
Why Martial
this is
over
the-
Danny Ings
wait,
though?
wait, Kish. This is the Premier League team of the season, not Manchester United team of the season, bro.
Well, obviously,
He
it's
I've
does
only picked one Man United
there's-
player before that. Most of the
there's
Liverpool.
so-
Get
Right,
out,
can
Benji.
I have mine now? Because it's not Martial, believe it or not. And then you could come
Are
back
you
to this,
sure?
right?
It's not a big
Yeah,
Marshall, just silence the critic.
Now, to
Oh,
be
he's been
fair,
shot.
no, well, first and foremost, regarding Marcel, right? He's not in the team, but he has had a fantastic season. He was injured for 2.5 months / 3 months. I think he missed 10 games. So he's got a goal return
Games
of
to goal
17.
ratio. Check his games to goal ratio.
He's got a goal return of 17 in 28, give or take, and he's got like 5 assists. So
There
it's
you
not
go.
bad, but obviously he can't be in there. Right, it's for me personally. Right, the reason being, like I mentioned earlier, Aubameyang is above him for me. Jimenez is above him for me. Danny Ings is above him.
Oh, Jimenez. Yeah, Jimenez.
None of you mentioned Jimenez. He's got what 22 goals. He's literally carried Wolves this season for me
Not in
personally.
the Prem.
He's got at least 20 in the Prem. But anyways, the person I've gone
He hasn't got
for,
that many.
I honestly I don't even count. I'll go be honest with you. He's not in my team anyways. The person I've gone for, it has to.
He's
be
a big
this
Vardy.
person. It's Vardy. It has to be Vardy for me.
Anyway,
Golden Boot winner, right? Okay, I'm not a big fan of Vardy because I don't like his face and he's a Wednesdayite. But Golden Boot winner, you've got to respect him. Their poor form coincided with his poor form. When he started to do terrible, it showed with the rest of the players because he was literally like Danny Ings was as well. He was.
But see, that was my argument because if he'd got less into the top 4, then for me he would have been my pick.
I hear that. I hear that.
But I do think with
I
that,
just
Vardy's the better child than him.
I think Vardy for me personally. No, but Vardy for me has contributed so much to that team this season, and everything.
yeah.
I can't remember what team was. I can't remember what team they played against after when they won 2-0 recently. When Iosa Perez came off the bench. Demarai Gray, sorry, scored. He literally put like 4 chances. It was against Sheffield United. Sorry, he put like 4 or 5 chances on a plate. Right, it wasn't just his goals that he's offered this season. He's been creating loads of chances as well. They're not being taken, so statistically, it doesn't look like he's got that many assists. But I've watched a lot of Leicester's games, and to be fair to him, even though when he's not been scoring, he's been contributing so much to the team with his movement off the ball, bringing people into the game. So for me personally, it has to be Vardy. I respect Danny Ings. I would probably put Danny in second, followed by Aubameyang, and I think that would have been in my order, only because of the importance. But anyways, that was our teams. Let us know what you think, who you agree and disagree with. Listen, we're just going to finish it off with the last 2 awards. Player of the season and manager of the season. We'll start with player of the season first and foremost. All right, we'll keep this one short. I've got a feeling we're probably going to say the same player, but obviously, some people might have different opinions. Kish, we'll start with you first.
I swear to God, right, Ross, if you say Martial this time, I'm finished.
Oh,
But anyways, I want to go.
you say
There's only one man for me.
flipping crappy Kane.
Lichalso, 100%. Not Eric Dyer, don't forget.
Nah, Lloris.
Dyer.
Yeah, Luis.
Exactly. His
No,
name flipping says
I'm gonna
it's
go
Dyer,
for.
man.
There's only one man in my opinion, and that's Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne this season has been ridiculous. 20 assists, something like 12, 13 league goals.
20 assists, yeah.
You can't, and that matches on Lee's record as well, which for me is fantastic.
But Arsenal fans are fuming about that, obviously, because they've got the bottom of the start. I don't think anyone can really argue with that, or can they? Benji, who have you gone for?
De Bruyne. No need to explain. Kish said everything, so yeah.
Say no more. What's you going for? Here we go. Oh.
Yeah,
Bruno Fernandes.
No. He hasn't a full season, innit? I would have. If he had 2 more games, I would have put him in there. But yeah, Bruno. I was going to say Bruno.
Two more pens.
To be fair, Bruno has got 8 assists, if you play the full season, he might.
That's more than all the Spurs team, by the way.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne, man. Kevin De Bruyne's a legend, man. I like him a lot.
To be fair, I was just thinking Bruno's got more assists than Jack Wilshere's got in his whole career. I just noticed. Anyways, in about 7 games. I think for me personally, this whole myth about Henderson, I just think it's embarrassing. Honest to God, is there anybody else that is in contention? Before obviously, I in the prediction videos that we did at the start of the season, I had said De Bruyne is going to be the player of the season, and I'm happy obviously I was right on that. But it's not. It wasn't difficult to predict that, to be fair. But is there anybody else that you think Could be
Sadio Mane.
Rizal, he has put Lovrins in for a shout. I think I agree with that.
Mane,
Shaqiri as well. isn't it?
Money.
Yeah, Shaqiri is definitely in there. All right, what's and Benji said Mane. What's Kish?
Colo
Anyone
Torre.
else? Colo Torre. Okay. Is he yeah? That's the defense coach. He bottled it with that.
You know,
Sergio
I think for me, yeah, I think De Bruyne just stands out so much in my opinion that you could put Mane based on his consistency this season.
Yeah.
I think, but in
What about
terms
Van
of
Dijk?
stand out, again consistency. But I think stand out performer in this year's Prem, it has to be De Bruyne in my opinion.
I think Van Dijk is definitely in the conversation. I think over Henderson. But anyways, we'll leave that to you lot to decide. I think everyone's probably in agreement. To finish off before Benji falls asleep, manager of the season. Was it can't be Ali before you kill Benji.
No. I'm not that side.
Benji back of a hard take.
It'll be back to
Can't be Martial. Can't be Martial.
It might be McKenna.
No, it's Mourinho.
Yeah.
You know what? I would have
given
given
it to.
I would have given it to Chris Wilder if he'd carried on that form. Obviously, he dropped off again. His team dropped off. It has to be Klopp in it. I got to give him that. He's done amazing, man. An amazing job for Liverpool. Man management, style of play, everything. He's got the players. Got them playing well. Klopp, the flop. Yes, Klopp's the one.
Got the flop. All right, Benji, who you going for? We got another comment. He's saying Ali.
I like Rizal.
Yeah,
Next season it will be Ali.
I'm voting for a real coach, someone who actually knows what he's doing. Jurgen Klopp. Style of football, like Matt says. Style of football, everything. It's just amazing to watch. So, Klopp. But what deserves a shout out, though, to be fair.
Yeah, okay. Kishu, you going for?
I'm actually going to go for Chris Wilder. Yeah, I think if you look at the standings of the teams.
That's worse than me saying. That's worse than me saying Martial.
No, but hear me out. Hear me out. If you base it on last couple of seasons and the particular last season, would you say that Liverpool were one of the favourites to win the league, bar City? Yes. So with them winning the league this season, is it a massive surprise? Not really. But with Sheffield United coming into the Prem, they were one of the favourites to be relegated.
That's what's
were they not?
So
the fact that not only were they nowhere near the relegation zone, but they got into the top half and just missed out on European football by probably a whisker. So for me, that is a ridiculous achievement. Most of his squad is a championship squad. So for me, he is literally done. He's literally done a Houdini. He's done a world to get United.
Something into my head, Kish.
Yeah, one second. What? I'll say.
Go.
No, because you imagine saying that. And you just said it's worse than Martial, so let us talk about our manager. Right, it has to be Chris Wilder for me. Klopp, again, I know everyone's going to say, oh, Klopp, you're being biased. But I'll tell you why. He would have been in Europe if it wasn't for fucking Hawkeye. Cost him 2 points. Yeah. So they're 2 points. They're literally, what, 1 or 2 points?
By the way, Bournemouth pursuing Hawkeye for that.
Rightfully so. Like, it's an absolute piss take. How can they go to that technology cost them a win? And that could have literally given them the confidence to keep going. Look, they're falling off past in lockdown kind of to an extent. They haven't got a big squad. They've literally got like a tiny ass squad. The championship
they
team,
bombed us hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they did. A lot of the pundits at the start of the season, not that they know much, had him down for relegation. The bookies had him down in 20th. You speak to most people that had him down in 20th. They had Billy Sharp up front. You know what I'm saying? He had Billy Sharp. He had dealing with Billy Sharp, McBurney, and Muse, who was a reject from Bournemouth, who had just been relegated. You know, Kojo, and I believe you, Benji, spoke about a coach being able to get people from here and take them to the next level. This guy hasn't even taken them to the next level. He's just ridiculously surpassed any of those players. Yeah, any of those players are way above their ceilings. Way above. I can name a load of their players that you wouldn't even think they're close to what they've achieved. And the thing is, they've played fantastic football as well. They've not done what West Brom did on the Pulis or Stoke and part of the bus and been resilient at the back. They've played good football and they've been consistently good. They've popped off Arsenal. slapped up Arsenal comfortably twice. Obviously, they beat Spurs recently. They were 2-0 down against Chelsea. They came back, pulled it back 2-2.
I don't think I've ever seen in the Premier League centre halves go as forward as what
exactly.
Sheffield United defend. I've
They
never
play a
ever
different
seen
brand
that.
of football. It's quite good to see.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Look, obviously Klopp probably does deserve it, and I don't think I discredit that. But for me personally, knowing where they've come from and seeing where they are, bear in mind, I saw most of the Championship games. I had them to go down relegated as well because I didn't think they'd be good enough to stay up, and they've even surpassed my expectations. So fair play to them, and that's why I've given it to him. I think another shout would have been Nuno Espirito Santos, or whatever the hell he's called, because of what he's done at Wolves as well. You can't go unnoticed. Because if you got them Champions League, I would have probably given it to him, to be honest. Because granted they spent a lot of money, but they have no right to be in Champions League for me personally. But that's just my opinion. Let us know what you lot think. But yeah, again, Klopp, fair play, and he's won the league, and I don't think you can deny him. And not that he gives a shit, and he's got a Premier League medal in it. But yeah, that has been your team of the season, player of the season, manager of the season, all that nonsense. Let us know any other sort of topics you want us to discuss. Obviously, like I've mentioned, during the summer, we're going to be doing a lot of topical podcasts. If you enjoy the podcast, drop a like, subscribe. As I said at the start, we are close to 400, so hopefully we can try and achieve that. The links for the boys' socials are in the description to show them loves. Apart from that, it's been your boy Usmaan. Come on, United! Sorry. Come on, Martial! Come on!
I'm done.